So at this point, you're probably already guessing, yeah, this is the point where Tiger's gonna say he has some good news and he has some bad news. But I actually don't have bad news because I have good news and no bad news. The good news is I finished the season and I got my Ceratosaurus Gen 2 reward, so that is very good. I can get it to level 11. However, I guess you can kind of say it's bad news. The bad news is I can't get it. Can't get the level 11 move. And we have another Albertosaurus event. Sweet. Because, like, we already didn't have a ton of those. There is the base champion, IDGT 902, using that Megalocevia. And speaking of, Megalocevia was kind of just pseudo added into the game. And you know what? Since my last video got 100 likes, I'm going to be giving you guys a new like goal. If this video can hit 200 likes, then I will be unlocking Megalocevia in the next video, or the video after that, it depends, because I already got something planned for the next video. But 200 likes, and I will, I will be using all my hard-earned gold to unlock that Apex, which is mediocre at best. But I do have a video coming up for you guys, and it's intense. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh my god, this is like our fifth, sixth attempt, and I really hope that this works. But Ivy just told me, because in the last one we almost had it, but Ivy just told me, why don't you just switch around some moves? So after a little bit of discussing with what's up on the strategy and then now this attempt, I think we just figured out what the problem was. The problem was on round three, since all of our attacks went to it, the heal moves also counted as an attack itself, so that's why the afflicting trap didn't work. So the new plan is I'm going to try to go for vengeful on that final turn, on turn 4, so Magna can get the kill. And I think the bulky Magna strategy will work, but I'm just hoping that this works out because I think it's such a cool strategy to have Megalocevia and Ceratosaurus Gen 2. But the other bad news is that Ceratosaurus can't die on turn 3, so it needs to hit it. I'm currently alone in the Discord call, and if somebody joins, their audio won't be able to be heard because, you know, my recording setup sucks to where I can't record calls. I'm trying to figure that out. But if they do join, it's just gonna end up looking like I'm talking to myself, which I don't need that happening. So far, rounds 1 to 2 is pretty straightforward. It just gets to that final turn on round 3 where it gets a little bit dicey. I'm just really hoping all goes well. I don't know how long this video will be. It's probably going to be a pretty short video because I don't want to add anything in. I kind of just want to have it as this kind of standalone video because I do have 2 others planned out. My thoughts on Megalocevia, it has a couple uses. It can kill Saw and it can kill Magna in a head-to-head scenario. Finding the perfect boost build, we're still trying to work on. As for everything else, it just kind of falls flat. I mean, it needs some kind of on escape and it needs some sort of piercing and shattering move. Better group move and maybe some better devour would help it out a lot. But it's just kind of niche. I'd put it below Gripelith on a tier list. However, that being said, I can still see this being used, like being handy in some situations, which is why it's not in low Tyrant or why it's not lower. But maybe I'll just eat up my words on it because, you know, it's just come out and maybe Ludio will buff it, and I'm hoping that's the case. But as you see here, it's forced to go for the cleansing move because it would die to bleed. So yeah, whereas we can't really do much damage here. It can at least survive, and we need it to get it to round 3 in order for us to live. This raid is extremely difficult. Like, you cannot have like a fun strat. You have to actually follow the rules, and I'm defying every kind of rule in the book and going with creatures that you should not raid with. But Magnoraptor did a huge chunk of damage there. And speaking of damage, I'm actually going to bring back the damage record video because a lot of you have been asking for it, and since the last one we have gotten so many creatures that can just deal high amounts of damage, and I want to see if we can break that 120,000 damage record. So I'll try that out. I think Magnoraptor has the best shot of it. It's gonna be tough, but I think I can find a way to cheese it out. And as always, the plane is interrupting me, so that's very, very nice. I get so many people asking when are we gonna get a vehicles interrupting tiger compilation. It's gonna happen eventually. I kind of want to record 3 more videos with Albertocevia. I want to get one out with Mortem Rex and then a couple more strats, and then maybe testing it in PvP. I don't know, but I do think it has potential. I just don't think we've found it yet. Ceratosaurus is being targeted as always, so we know that. I think we could have definitely done this if we had a higher level Megalocevia. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because Ceratosaurus has to stay alive, and the reason being is because once we finish this turn, it's going to be left with very little health, and Cerato doesn't outspeed the boss. So that's why we need the boss to not kill Ceratosaurus at all. And it's going to be tight. I don't know what I've been messing, but I've been messing up something, and we figured out what it is. It's the health system here, because every time it heals, that counts as an attack. So that's why our distraction doesn't really work. And I'm hoping now it works. But the website paleo.gg doesn't really seem to factor that in, and it just kind of counts it as a heal. So really, really hoping that this works now. But now I need to go for trap. This is going to be what deciphers whether we win or not. So trap is going to set off. I think Magnoraptor is quicker than the boss after trap sets off. Magna is going to hit the boss, and that's only going to count for 1 attack, and the boss is going to gain a little bit of ferocity. I am hoping that Ceratosaurus survives this. Please survive. Okay. Alright, this is it. Here we go. Alright. Please do not die. Do not die, Cerato. Yes! Okay. Megalocevia is dead, but that doesn't matter because Cerato can now kill it. And I'm really hoping that we win. But this is the part where I should go for my Vengeful, because it does enough damage to where Magnoraptor is left by killing it. So I'm honestly hoping that this works out. Here we go. Round 4. This is going to be the thing that changes everything. Did the bulky Magna and the Vengeful on last turn save us the game? I'm gonna try to. Okay, I just realized my mic was muted and I couldn't trick Ivy because she heard me. All right. Okay, hits it. I think Magna does 20,000. We're about to find out though. Spino has 5% armor if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Speeds up. Yeah, this was our issue. It outsped us and it killed us that way. Come on. Go on, son. Go on, son. Get it. Kill it. Yes! Yeah! Let's go. Finally, that took ages to do. Oh my lord. Okay. Finally, after so much suffering, you finally did it. After hours of thinking, brainstorming, and testing, I finally won a raid with Ceratosaurus Gen 2 and Megalocevia. Ivy, thank you so much. That